We're all on the hunt for happiness. How do we get there? You could read dozens of self-development books. You could participate in a whole bunch of different workshops. Or you could dive deeper into studying religion. I've tried a lot of what I just listed, and today I want to share with you 6 rules I've put together by the time I hit 40. Rules I wish I realized way earlier. The last one is the most controversial of them, so watch till the end to find out. Follow your own path and desires. When you follow your own path and desires, you are choosing a life tailored to your true self. This is the goal of a yogic path, to reconnect with your true self. Choosing to follow your own path means making decisions that align with your personal values, interests, and passions, even if they go against expectations of society or family pressures. First, you need to develop and improve your intuition, and secondly, to start trusting it.
Intuition means you just know, clearly know, that you can bank your life on it.
Some of us hear a voice within our intuition saying, "Do this, this is what you really want." But then the thinking mind comes into play saying, "This is too risky," or "I don't yet have enough skills to do that." And then one day, sitting at your desk in a comfortable office, you understand that you want something else, even something completely different. That's your wake-up call, that you are in the possession of an energy inside of you that is ready and capable for something new. Heini van Heerden is an accomplished wildlife photographer who travels the world to capture unique images of animals. Van Heerden left a successful corporate career in 2010 and dedicated her life to photography. Here is a piece of advice from her. Take your time, know what you are in for, and if you think there is a demand for your work, go for it. In some countries, it's common to travel the world for 1-2 years after finishing high school and before starting at a university. It gives you an opportunity to experience other cultures, meet different people, and try many new things. Ideally, you return with a clearer understanding of what you want to do in life. Only then should you choose a university. So how can you develop your intuition? You can do it by practicing various forms of meditation and strengthening your concentration. Check out my course on well-being, where I share several simple techniques that you can start practicing right away. Check the link below the video. Embrace life. I like the definition that John Manuel Andreott gave. Embracing your life means accepting where you are on your life's journey, not measuring your progress by anyone else's standards, but those you set for yourself. Sometimes I still catch myself experiencing comparative disease. In short, it's when we constantly compare ourselves to others. I can literally spend an hour on Facebook or LinkedIn or other social media platform, observing what others have created and achieved. And then I feel like I'm not doing enough. Listen, how often do you tell yourself, "They have a great job. Why don't I have a great job? They have a big house. I need that too. They earn a lot of money. How come I don't? I need bigger muscles. I need to do a handstand." You see where I'm headed? And we forget that each of us is unique, starting from our DNA to our fingerprints, to the quirky little things we do and how we think. We're profoundly unique individuals. Sometimes it seems that we forget to celebrate and honor our uniqueness, because this is also our strength. Be open to changes. Being open to changes is about adapting and finding joy in the unexpected. I think it is closely connected to my previous point. When you start to trust your intuition and accept your strengths and weaknesses as unique, you will be more prone to unexpected, out-of-the-box decisions. It reminds me of the COVID times. I know many stories of people who left their day job to start new businesses or otherwise change their careers. I think COVID acted as a trigger, giving us a chance to pause, look inward, and discover what we truly want. Life is inherently unpredictable, and being open to changes means embracing the unknown with a positive mindset. I had a quite successful career as a middle manager in real estate. During my MBA education, I met a woman who was also a successful top manager in her field. One day, we both decided to quit our jobs and set up a company. We didn't have an investor, clients, contracts, nothing. But I felt it was the right decision, and it turned out to be the best 5 years of my life doing business. I followed my own path that many people around thought was a mistake. I didn't earn millions, but I have never regretted that decision, as I gained so much in terms of the business experience and personal growth. My story teaches that change, while intimidating, can lead to enriching experiences we never anticipated. Learn to work for the good of others. Working for the good of others without expecting anything in return can bring profound satisfaction and purpose to your life. We spoke about karma yoga in this video. Check it if you want to know more about it. I think it's super important when you're young to learn how to step outside of your own eager self. We often see this attitude towards life. What can you give me? What can this job offer me? What can this communication bring me? It's all about focusing inward on ourselves. Our minds are concentrated on the well-being of ourselves and our family. Some of us might find some space for our friends. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but imagine if you could find the mental space to accommodate other people. How much wealthier could the world become if we start thinking, what can I give? How can I be useful to others? What if we can look beyond just me and my family and think about our community, our country, and maybe even beyond? Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Life's the most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" I believe volunteering is a great way to cultivate such an approach. Many universities have student self-governments. I was a head of student self-government at my university. We were not paid, yet we worked full-time, like 8-10 hours a day. This kind of work teaches you to be selfless in what you're doing, without expecting a reward for your work. You're simply trying to make students' lives better and more interesting, and yet you still gain so much. For example, I communicated with a lot of different people, which helped me build a large network that paid off later. I know hundreds of people and can find information and help on absolutely different issues. Don't shy away from the unpaid work. Your experience, communication with people, and selfless attitude to life will pay off, but perhaps a bit later. Don't rush ahead of time. Not rushing ahead of time means appreciating each moment and letting life unfold at its own pace. I don't want to talk about the ever-increasing pace of life. It's obvious that technological development allows us to do things faster and more efficiently. But that's a topic for another time. What I want to emphasize is that we shouldn't rush through the stages of growing up. Childhood should be a proper childhood, filled with play, joy, crazy experiments, bicycles, and roller skates. It doesn't have to be perfect with just reading books, visiting exhibitions, and doing math. We also don't need to enter university at 15. And then, while in university, there is no need to start a business and make tons of money. I didn't read books and instead spent a lot of time on video games. I could spend an entire day from morning to night playing the computer. Later in university, I started drinking and smoking. Thanks to my parents, they never criticized me, but allowed me to make my choices. The thing is, when you can do something as much as you want, at some point you get saturated with it. I'm sure this recipe doesn't work for everyone. Some people get hooked on it like drugs and can't quit on their own. But that's my experience. I developed new interests and dived into them, losing interest in the previous ones. In later ages, you don't need to go to Himalayas to search for enlightenment. If we look at the 4 stages of life according to Vedas, ancient Indian texts, we'll find a second stage called Grihastha, or the householder, which lasts from around 25 to 50 years old. This is the time for our family life, earning money and getting pleasures. And we all need to go through the stage and develop ourselves on the way. So again, allow yourself to progress at a natural pace, understanding that some goals and dreams take time to achieve. Don't fight yourself. The more you struggle, the more resistance you create. Fighting yourself leads to unnecessary stress and unhappiness. I always wanted to be in a good shape, and for that, I had to exercise regularly. I forced myself to follow a certain schedule of workouts in a gym, which I hated sometimes. So I avoided them from time to time, which led to feelings of guilt and failure. Why does this happen? We focus on the negative. When you fight against your own feelings, you are focusing on what you don't want, which can reinforce the power of those negative emotions. What we focus on tends to expand in our awareness. See what Robin Sharma is saying about it. What you focus on grows. What you concentrate on is what you see more of in your life. And then to make matters even worse, sometimes we feel shameful for having these negative feelings in the first place. And to cope, we push them deeper down into the state of denial. Second, stress response activation. Fighting against yourself can activate the body's stress response. It is called the fight or flight response, releasing cortisol and other stress hormones. This can lead to increased anxiety and tension, making it even harder to manage your feelings calmly. That being said, what do you think I did in my example? I found physical activities that I enjoyed, volleyball and basketball, and I left just 1 day in the gym per week. So I no longer had to fight myself to be active. The energy used to fight against yourself is energy that could be spent on more constructive activities. Let's recap. Follow your own path and desires, embrace life, be open to changes, learn to work for the good of others, don't rush ahead of time, don't fight yourself. Write in the comments which of these rules you already use and which you would incorporate into your life. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day.